So first thing is, what is a condition? A condition is a situation in the program where the program has to decide one of the two given options. So either this to do or that to do. This kind of situation is implemented in program using conditions. Now condition can be of two types. One is bidirectional, another is multidirectional. So conditional programming is either bidirectional or either multidirectional conditional programming. So if we are using bidirectional conditional programming, then we use if-else statement, and if we are using multidirectional conditional programming, then we use select case statement. Okay, we will be discussing about if-else statement in this video. In my next video, I will be explaining about select case statement. So let's begin. First, let us discuss the syntax of if statement. The if statement has the following syntax: if condition, then statement 1, if and if. Okay, so every if statement begins with if condition. The condition can be true or false. If the condition is true, then the statement which is written after the condition will be executing, and if the condition is false, then the entire if block will be skipped. So end if is required to mention where the condition is ending. After the end if, we can write any other statement. If the condition is false, then the control will directly jump to that part of the program. For an example, I have written if marks greater than 40, then print pass end if. So marks can be anything. Only if the marks is greater than 40, then the condition will be true. And if not, then this part of the program will not work. Understood? Means only when the marks is greater than 40, it will print pass. And if the marks is not greater than 40, then nothing will happen, means this part will not work. And in this example, I have used the greater than operator, which is relational operator. So my previous video, I have already explained what is relational operator. If you have not seen that video, please go through that video and come back to this one. Next is if-else statement. Now in the if-else statement, there are two parts, either if or else. Now whatever is the condition, if the condition is true, then statement 1 will work, and if the condition is false, then statement 2 will work. For an example, if marks is greater than 40, then print pass, else print fail, and then end if. Always remember to write end if to close the if block. Okay, so what will happen? Marks can be anything only if the marks is greater than 40. Like for example, marks is 50 greater than 40. Yes, so when only the marks is greater than 40, then it will print pass, and if the marks is not greater than 40, then it will print fail. Means when the condition is correct, it goes to the statement number 1, and when the condition is false, it will directly go to the else part and it will print fail. So this is known as if-else statement. Next is if-else if statement. This is used to mention more than one condition. So in the example and the syntax, you can see there are more than one conditions. Condition number 1, condition number 2, 3, 4, like that. So if the first condition is true, then statement 1 will work, the rest of the part will not work. Okay, I repeat, the rest of the entire part will not work. If the first condition is false, then the computer will check the second condition. If the second condition is true, then the statement 2, that part only will work, and the remaining part will not work. If the second condition is also false, then it will go to the third condition, that will work. And if that is also false, then at last it goes to the else part. Understood? Means only one of the condition will work. Any one of them, either this one or this one or this one or this one. Here also we use end if to mention the closing of the if block. See this example. If marks greater than 80, then print grade A. Else if marks greater than 60 and marks less than equal to 80, then print grade B. Else if above 40 and less than equal to 60, grade C, otherwise grade D. So depending upon your marks, any one of these condition will be true. Either this one will be true, so it will print grade A, or it will print grade B, or C or D. If all of the conditions are false, then it goes to the else part. Okay. Next is nested if-else statement. Now nested if-else statement can be used in place of if-else-if statement, but normally we prefer to use if-else-if statement because that's easy to write. What is here is first condition, if condition 1, statement 1, else, then inside of else we have another if-else, then inside of the next else we have again if. So we can say that this if is closing here, and this if is closing here, and this if is closing here. Understood? See the example. If number is less than 10, then print one digit, means it is one digit number. Else if number is below 100, then print two digit. Else if number is less than 1000, then print three digits. So what will happen? If the first condition is true, then it will print one digit. It will not go to this entire else part. Okay, it will not go there. If the first condition is false, then it will go to the else part, and inside the else part we have another condition. Now if the second condition is true, then it will print two digits, correct? And if that condition is also false, then it goes to the third condition, third part, else part. Okay, there we have another condition. If that is true, then it will print three digits. So any program that you can write in if-else-if statement, you can also write in nested if-else statement. So it is up to you which one you want to use. Okay. Now, in my previous video, I told that I will explain the logical operators in my upcoming video. So now is the time I am going to explain. We have three types of logical operators: logical AND, logical OR, and logical NOT. The logical operators are used along with the relational operators when we have more than one condition. For an example, suppose I write marks greater than equal to 60 and marks less than 80. So how many conditions I have? I have two conditions. One is marks greater than equal to 80, and the another condition is suppose marks less than 100. So whenever you have two conditions, you join the condition using the logical operator. Some places we require AND operator, somewhere else we require OR operator. So I have some examples to explain you the difference. First come to the rule. The rule of AND is if both the conditions are true at the same time, then only it is true. Means if any one of the condition is false, then the result will become false. For an example, I have written if A is greater than equal to 10 and A less than equal to 1000, then print hello. Now I'm asking you, suppose A is 10,000, then what? If A is 10,000, you say 10,000 is greater than equal to 10. True? Condition is correct. But what about the second condition? 10,000 less than equal to 1000. It is true? No, it is not true. In that case, if I have used AND to join both the conditions, one of them is true, one of them is false, then it will not print hello. Okay, only when both the conditions are true, then only the result will come as true, and when one of them is false, the answer is false. Coming to the OR operator, if instead of writing AND I write OR, so the rule is if any one condition is true, then it is true. Means either this is correct or this is correct. Any one of them is correct, it is correct. If both of them are correct, still it is correct, but at least if one of them is correct, it is correct. Now for an example, if I say that the number is 10,000, so 10,000 greater than equal to 10, the first condition is true, but the second condition is false, still it will print hello. Understood? If I say the number is minus 10, so first condition is false, minus 10 greater than equal to 10, false, but the second condition is true, minus 10 less than equal to 1000, so still it will print hello. So the rule of OR is if any one condition is true, the answer will come as true. Coming to the last one, use of NOT, logical NOT. Basically NOT is used before any condition, and whatever is the outcome of that condition, it is inverted. Means if that condition is giving me true, then because of NOT it will become false. Okay, and if the condition is giving me false, because of the NOT it will become true. So if the original condition is true, then it becomes false, and if it is false, then it becomes true. So suppose the value of A is 100. 100 is greater than 10, true, but it will not print hello because the condition will be inverted. But in case if the value of A is minus 20, suppose, so minus 20 is greater than 10, false, but because of the NOT it will become true, so it will print hello. Understood? In simple, I say whenever you are using and, all of the conditions should be true. If any one of them is false, answer is false. If you are using or, then at least one of them is true, answer will come true. And if you are using not, then whatever is the condition, it will invert the result. The true result will become false and the false result will become true. Now we have discussed all the logical operators. Now we can start with the conditional programming using if-else statement. In the next video, I will explain you about select case statement. The first question is, write a program in QBasic to accept the three angles of any triangle, then check if the triangle formation is possible or not. Now you already know that by the three given angles, we can find that if the triangle formation is possible or not by adding the angles, correct? If the sum of all three angles is equal to 180, then we can say that the triangle formation is possible. We are beginning with the program. CLS, input, enter three angles. Okay, semicolon A, B, C. I am going to use if-else statement for this program. So only one condition is there. If the sum of all three angles is equal to 180, so triangle formation is possible, else triangle formation is not possible. So we are starting with if A plus B plus C is equal to 180, then print triangle formation is possible. Enter. Else print triangle formation is not possible. Okay, then write end if, then write end. When you will type the program in QBasic IDE, you will see that it will automatically capitalize the predefined terms like CLS, input, if, else, end if, and okay. So that happens automatically. And when you are writing the program, it will automatically contain the indentation. Indentation means the alignment of the text, okay. So when you start the if block, automatically the next statement goes towards the right side. Then when you close it by writing end if, it comes back. So indentation is automatically maintained by the IDE. Now the program is complete. Let us run the program by pressing F5. Output window is coming up. So it is asking me enter three angles. If I enter 50, 70, 60, so I can see 50 plus 70 plus 60 is 180, so it will display triangle formation is possible because the sum of the three values I have given, the three angles, is equal to 180. Try again execute F5. Now let us try 85, 90, 74 suppose. So triangle formation is not possible because the sum will not come up as 180. Clear? Next question is, write a program in QBasic to accept any three numbers, then find out the smallest between them. Now because there are three numbers like A, B, C, so A can be smallest, or B can be smallest, or C can be smallest, or all of them can be same also. We have to consider all the cases. Let's begin. CLS, input, enter three numbers. Let's take A, B, C. First condition, if A is less than B, and we have to use AND condition, because if you want to conclude that A is smallest, so A should be less than B and A should be less than C at the same time. So we cannot use OR operator, we have to use AND operator, because both of the conditions should be equal at the time, means correct at the time. A less than B as well as A less than C at the time, at the same time. Okay. So A less than B and A less than C. Then print A is smallest. Else if, when you are writing else if, you will not give any space between else and if. Else if will be written without any space in between the two terms, okay? Else if B less than A and B less than C, then print B is smallest. Else if C less than A and C less than B, then print C is smallest. Else print two or more same. End if end. Okay, so I have placed three conditions and one else block. If the first condition is true, then it will print A is smallest. If first is false, then the computer will check the second condition. If the second condition is true, then the computer will print B is smallest. If second is false, then computer will check the third condition. If third is true, then computer will print C is smallest. If third is also false, then it will directly go to else and it will print two or more same. So I am running the program by pressing F5. Output window is coming up. It is asking me for three numbers. I am trying 20, 40, 10. So it will display C is smallest, what I have input. According to that, if I try again with same numbers 20, 20, 20, so output will come two or more same. Clear? Next program. Next program is write a program in QBasic to accept the cost price and selling price of any item and number of items. Then find out whether it is profit or loss. Print the profit or loss percentage. Means first you have to take input the cost price and selling price and the number of items. Then you have to find total cost price and total selling price. Okay, by multiplying the cost price with the number of items and the selling price with the number of items. So you get total cost price and you get total selling price. After that you need to check using if else if it is profit or loss. Then you need to print it is profit or it is loss. Also you need to calculate the profit and loss percentage. Okay, let's begin. CLS input, enter cost price and selling price, CP, SP, then input, enter the number of items N. Now from here we need to calculate the total cost price and total selling price. Also know that I have used two input statements. It is not required. You can take input in one line only. Means you can write input, enter cost price, comma selling price and number of items. So CP, SP, N. But I have used two input statements. That's just my choice. Input, enter the number of items N. After that you need to calculate the total cost price and total selling price. So total cost price is equal to cost price into N. Total selling price is equal to selling price into N. Okay, CP and SP, they are the cost price and selling price for one item. If you multiply that with the number of items, then you get the total cost price and total selling price. Then you need to place condition. If total cost price is greater than total selling price, then what it will be? Tell me. It will be profit or loss? It will be loss when the cost price is more than selling price. So if the total cost price is greater than total selling price, then print it is loss. You need to calculate the loss. So loss equal to total cost price minus total selling price, and loss percentage equal to loss divided by cost price, total cost price multiplied by 100. Okay, and then you need to print the percentage, loss percentage. Loss percentage is equal to LOSSP. Now the else part, else if second condition, if the total selling price is greater than total cost price, so it is profit, then print its profit you need to calculate. So profit is equal to total selling price minus total cost price. Profit percentage equal to profit divided by total cost price into 100. Print profit percentage is equal to profit P. Then write the else part. Print no profit, no loss. Okay, if the cost price and the selling price both are same, so no profit, no loss. End if end. I told you earlier that whenever we are writing else if, we don't have to give space between else and if. If you give space, then see what happens. It will give you syntax error. If without and if error is coming, there will be no space. If you remove the space, the error will go. Let us run the program by pressing F5. Output window is coming. It is asking enter cost price and selling price. So cost price is suppose 100, comma selling price is 120. Then enter the number of items 50. It is profit and the profit percentage is 20%. Okay. Let's see the next question. The next question is, write a program in QBasic to accept the salary of any employee, then calculate the amount of tax to be paid as per the following conditions. There are 4 conditions given. One is less than 25,000, so 0% tax, then 25 to 50,000, 6%, then 12%, then 18%. You just need to calculate the tax. This type of question is known as slab based question. Okay, these are the slab, these are the conditions given. We can start now. CLS, what we need to take input? We need to take input the salary. Enter the salary. Okay. S, let us take. So if the salary is less than 25,000, first condition, then you need to calculate the tax 0%. So I can write tax equal to 0. No need to write tax equal to 0 by 100 into salary. No. Simple write tax equal to 0. Then else if second condition, salary greater than equal to 25,000 and salary less than 50,000. Then tax equal to 6% given. I am writing instead of 6 by 100, I am writing 0.06 as 6%. So 0.06 into salary. Third condition, else if salary greater than equal to 50,000 and salary less than 1 lakh, then tax equal to 12%, 0.12. 12% means 0.12, 12 by 100 into salary. Else tax is equal to 18%, 0.18 into salary. Then end if, then write print statement, because you need to print the tax. Tax is equal to tax, semicolon tax, and then write end. I'm executing the program. Output window is coming. Enter the salary. Suppose I enter 65,000. It is 12% slab. Tax is 7,800. Next and the last question is, okay, this question is a little bit different. Pay attention. Write a program in QBasic to accept the number of days and type of room. One is premium 2 is deluxe and 3 is ordinary. It is just a choice based question, okay? User will give a choice, either 1, 2 or 3. Normally we do these kind of programs in select case. That will be the topic of discussion in my next video. But we can do the same program in if else also. So the user will input choice, either 1, 2 or 3 along with the number of days, and you have to see the given condition. According to that you have to calculate the rent. So if the user will enter 1, so you have to multiply the number of days with 2000, that is the charge for 1 day. If the user will enter 2, then you have to multiply with 1200, like that. First is CLS, input, enter, type of room. There you mention 1 means premium, comma, 2 means deluxe, and 3 means ordinary. Okay. Take input in T means type of room. Then write input, enter number of days. D you take for days. Then you need to check if T means type of room is equal to 1. Which operator we have used? Relational operator. Which one? Equal to. So if the value of T is exactly 1, means if the user has entered 1, which type of room? Premium. What is the charge? 2000. See again. Premium 2000, deluxe 1200 and ordinary 600. If T is 1, then what will be the charges? CH equal to D means number of days into 2000, that is per day. Else if T is equal to 2, then the choice is deluxe, the charges will be 1200, CH equal to number of days into 1200, and else if both the conditions are false, charges equal to D into 600. Okay, so it is 2000, 1200 and 600. Done. Then end if and print. After that, what to print? The charges or room rent, whatever you say it. CH end. Complete. Executing the program now. Output window is coming. Enter type of room, 1 for premium, 2 for deluxe, 3 for ordinary. I am entering 2 deluxe. Enter number of days 10, so it will be like 12,000. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates.